They can be chemical agents, okay? No chemicals that can be released into the atmosphere, or biological entities. So any of these can, the pollutants can come in any of these shapes and forms. So these are different pollution media. The first one is air pollution. You have a combination of air and this is like a dump site. Incineration is taking place. It's not really incineration, but I don't know. It looks like a dump site. You have flaring of substances taking place. Then you have dumps, nylon, clothing, and so on and so forth. These are liquid effluents that are being dumped into river, into a water body. So these are chemical contaminants that are being directly released into water, existing water body. It will contaminate the water environment, the aquatic environment, and harm all the life forms there. See this? This is like a slum. This is a slum, so plastics, single-use plastics. This place looks like Makoko in Lagos. You have all manner of waste being dumped here. So this is the example of how the waste can find their route, their way into the human system, either through by inhaling or by ingestion, because the waste that are here, they can be taken up by fishes, they can be taken up by other organisms, and somehow you get to ingest it. So you are indirectly eating up pollutants. Sometimes you'll be the same person to have dumped to. You didn't know that it's coming back to you or your sibling or even your relative. They will dump and you come to ingest it, or you will dump and it goes to them anyhow. So what are the key aspects of environmental pollution? Key aspects. Well, when you are discussing environmental pollution, you deal with pollutants. You want to know what pollutants are, and these are substances or forms of energy that when introduced into the environment cause pollution. It can be solid, liquid, gaseous, or energy, such as heat, light, or sound. So it's not just solid, liquid, and gaseous waste. You have even the ones dealing with energy, like heat. If the temperature is so huge, it can upset the ecosystem as well. If the light is so bright, it can spark a lot of things. Plants and animals. So what are the harmful effects? There are the adverse effects that occur to human beings and other life forms. Those are the harmful effects is what the pollutants will cause to the media, either to the ecosystem, either in their solid, liquid, gaseous, or energy forms. What they cause is what we call adverse effects or harmful effects. Then the sources of pollution. Pollution can stem from human activities like industrial processes, agriculture, transportation, and waste disposal, or from natural events like volcanic eruptions. So those are the sources. When we say sources of pollution, what are the sources? Usually industrial processes, agriculture, transportation, waste disposal, either solid or liquid or gaseous, or from natural events like volcanic eruptions. Then forms of pollution. Environmental pollution is often categorized by the affected media, including air pollution. These are the forms, or sometimes we say types of pollution. Air pollution, which is caused by the release of pollutants into the atmosphere, often from burning fossil fuels. So bush burning, fossil fuels usually burning of hydrocarbons like gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and some others. Then even bush burning, all manner of all manner of combustions or incineration. If you go to a waste dump, everything that goes up there in flames ends up emptying into the atmosphere. So all of those cause air pollution. All the effluents, the gaseous substances that emanate from burning substances, they cause air pollution, or there are air pollutants. Then water pollution resulting from industrial discharges, that is sewage, agricultural runoff, contaminating water bodies. Usually with water pollution emanates from industrial discharges, or what you call liquid, that discharge liquid effluents. Then sewage, this is domestic liquid waste. Domestic liquid waste, the one that comes out of the kitchen, or even from toilets, this one. And then agricultural runoff. You know, runoff these days is it has either a lot of sand particles, which cause flooding and erosion, gullies, or it has high concentration of agrochemicals, which emanates from application of agrochemicals on agricultural soils. So the residue is transported by runoff, and that contaminates water bodies. So that is water pollution. Then soil pollution is often due to the use of pesticides too. Pesticides, landfill leakage, and improper waste disposal. So pesticides this application of agrochemicals retains pesticides on the soils, as well as enriches some of them into groundwater and even sometimes surface water. So you have pesticides that are deposited, the residues of which are deposited on the water, on the soil, and landfill leakage. This is the seepage from waste dumps. Designated landfills. There are waste dumps that are classified by government. Areas that you dump and treat waste. Leakages arise from there from leachates, decomposing decomposing waste, solid waste. They leach into the soil and return pollutants. So that causes soil pollution, and this can be taken up by plants. When you plant crops around those areas, they will feed these leachates, and then it ends up into the human system. through ingestion. And so you also have improper waste disposal. When you just dump, especially plastic, single-use plastics, around the neighborhood, it takes up space, and that pollutes the soil. So other forms include, these are heat-related, energy-related, like noise pollution, light pollution, thermal pollution. This has to do with excessive heat, and other types of energy-based pollution. You also have equilibrium disruption. This is at the center of environmental pollution. Pollution creates disequilibrium in environmental systems, negatively impacting their optimal functioning and the overall health of the planet. This is what happens when there is the introduction of a foreign media, a foreign substance into a natural occurring media. You have disruption, alteration of the natural occurring system. The ecosystem balancing process is altered, and the alteration is what will give rise to pollution and its effects. So those are key aspects of environmental pollution. Now we'll take one form of pollution or one type of pollution after the other and discuss them in a little detail. So if there is any question, please, we want to entertain them before we go ahead. Any questions so far? Hello? Are there any questions?
Prof, we can hear you, sir.
Any questions? Any questions so far?
If there's any question, just raise up your hand and you'll be asked to unmute your mic so
Yes.
that you can ask your question.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so in the absence of any question,
even early for questions.
Okay, so air pollution. What are the causes, the effects, and control measures? Air pollution stems from causes like industrial emissions, vehicle exhaust, and fossil fuel combustion, as well as natural sources such as volcanic eruption. So we are talking about effluents, gaseous effluents that arise from industrial activities, from transportation, from operation of automobiles, like vehicles, like bicycles, even aircrafts, and then generally fossil fuel combustion from engines, machines. All machines use fossil fuels, except those that are now using solar energy. And also, when you have volcanic eruption, you have a lot of gaseous effluents being discharged. So the effects of air pollution include respiratory illnesses, heart problems, and acid rain, especially where you have high concentration of gaseous effluents from fossil fuel discharges. This thing, acid rain is very common in oil processing areas where you have continuous flaring of hydrocarbons. So there's always large accumulation of CO2, CO4, and some gases, which in combination with hydrogen ions or let's say, or with the water vapor, results in the formation of acids, weak acidic substances that fall as acid rain. And this causes a lot of damages on the ecosystem. It defoliates vegetation, it kills vegetation, it modifies the water environment, and causes death of life forms. So control measures involve transitioning to renewable energy sources, including public transport, improving waste management, planting more trees, and implementing stricter industrial and vehicle emission standards. So what are the causes of air pollution? Sorry. What are the causes? One is burning of fossil fuels, like I said, always flaring gases, the combustion of coal, oil, and natural gas for power generation, transportation and heating releases harmful gases and particulate matter. So the soot, particulate matter, soot, these dark black substances that is discharged from burning of solid materials, solid waste, often results in soot and other harmful gases. The combustion of coal and then even oil exploration and its combustion and natural gas, they generate a lot of forces, a lot of gases, gaseous effluents that cause pollution. Then industrial and vehicular emissions. This is from factories, power plants, and vehicles, which emit pollutants like carbon monoxide, hydrogen oxide, and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. All of these, they emanate from industrial and vehicular emissions. The agricultural activities, the use of fertilizers and pesticides, as well as agricultural waste burning, flaring our agricultural waste. Usually after harvest, you see people at the onset, preparatory for the next cropping season, farmers usually flare, they set fire on waste, vegetative material that was left after harvesting of this. So all of those result in the release of pollutants into the atmosphere. So waste incineration too is one of the causes. The open burning of household or industrial waste produces toxic fumes and particulates. So there are some places where people just keep burning for waste, solid waste, like carton, like clothing, like tires, old tires. See, they generate a lot of fumes and toxic particulates that pollute the atmosphere. Natural sources, which include volcanic eruptions, forest fires, dust storms. Usually in the dry season, in the Harmattan season, you have a lot of dust storms in the northern part, and even most of the Guinea Savannah area. And weed-borne dust, all of these contribute to air pollution. So effects of air pollution. The health programs include respiratory issues like asthma, bronchitis, and other lung diseases, cardiovascular problems, and cancers, which arises due to exposure to certain pollutants that are linked to increased risk, cancer risk in humans. So the health problems that are associated with air pollution, you have respiratory issues like asthma, bronchitis, and other lung diseases. People that have asthma, they hardly inhale foreign strange substances because the moment they do that, they get affected. Then it leads to cardiovascular diseases as well as cancers. These are the main health-related issues from air pollution. Okay, so you have environmental damage too. The environmental damage that is done include acid rain, which arises due to the presence of sulfur and nitrous oxides, which rise with water in the atmosphere to form acid rain, which damages forests and water bodies, as well as rooftops and the soil. It acidifies the soil. It deforests the forest. That is, it removes the vegetative matter, the leaves, or other vegetation associated with forests. So once the leaves are removed, the forest will die because there will be no photosynthesis. It will be starved, the trees will be starved of food and they die back. The water bodies too are affected because the topmost layer of the soil of the water becomes acidic, and that affects primary production. And you know, the food chain begins with primary production, which is at the uppermost layer, the phytoplanktons. The zooplanktons, they feed on phytoplankton. And then eventually you have the consumption gets down to the big fishes or the big water-related organisms. Then global warming is another environmental damage associated with air pollution. Greenhouse gases such as methane from various sources contribute to the rise in global temperatures. Greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrous oxide, ozone, even water vapor, all of these, they contribute to greenhouse effects and then later global warming. There is reduced visibility as a result of accumulation of particulate matter in the atmosphere, creating smog. So you are not able to see very well. Even if this affects even air transportation, because airlines are forced to cancel flights because of poor visibility. And it could lead to accidents, air traffic accidents as well. The damage to plants. Air pollutants can stunt plant growth, damage leaves, and reduce crop yield. Yes, like I said before, once there's no possibility of photosynthesis taking place, plant growth is stunted, first of all. Then the plants, if it prolongs, it will die back because there's no photosynthesis to keep it alive. And eventually, if it is prolonged, it can reduce yield to reduce crop yield.
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Prof, sir.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, sir. Prof, it's as if you have taken us into second semester, sir.
This course, is it not the one you are doing?
Yes, sir. But it's supposed to be ENS 811, sir.
811?
Yes, sir. But it's
Wow.
as if the slides played the trick on you, sir. They went and brought
811?
The computer brought up 804, sir.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, Prof. It's a computer that did that.
Oh my God.
We are enjoying the lecture until we saw that.
Not knowing that wow.
Yes, sir.
Serious.
Yes,
let me get back. Oh my God.
Yes,
This course is what?
Yes, sir.
This is what?
This is 811, sir.
811.
Yes, sir. Environment and development.
And that is the one let me see. I thought that is the one I picked to.
You clicked on, yes. Maybe you just click on the slide and
another one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we are actually enjoying it, but
woo! Serious.
Yes,
811.
Yes.
Okay, I will be with you. Oh my goodness. What? Hey, I will get back immediately. Let me check. Don't worry, I'll connect.
It's to the advantage of those who joined late.
And the class was so enjoyable.
Wallahi.
Oh my goodness.
So enjoyable.
We were highly enjoying it.
Yeah. I hope nobody is blaming me that for stopping.
That's 6. It is the luck of those who join the class last.
Sorry, sir. Yes.